Good afternoon, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. So, guys, today Matthew did go to a volleyball game. He had a volleyball game today, even though it's spring break. They have one today, or had one today, and they also have one tomorrow. But tomorrow's game is during the day, and it's also at a different high school. And they had the same thing last year because I remember I asked one of my friends if she wanted to go with me to go watch that volleyball game because my dad wasn't going to be able to go and my mom wasn't going to be able to go. And then she ended up, originally wasn't going to be able to, I think, and then couldn't or something like that. So I didn't end up going to the one last year during the day. But yeah, Matthew's going to be playing in that one as well. And they ended up actually playing a total of 3 sets, which if you guys are new to volleyball, 3 sets is basically like it's best of 3. They lost the first game, and then Matthew played the second set. And last week he played the first. Normally the first set players are like your best, not your best players, but are normally like your better players, I guess, so that if it does go to a third set, then you'll bring them back in unless the second set kids won, which is how it actually ended up going today. And that's not necessarily true. That's kind of what I seem to notice a lot of times, is that they'll put the best kids out there normally first, but Matthew's playing the second set today. So we got there like a handful of minutes late, and we were like, oh, Matthew's not starting. So then we watched, and then he had some amazing digs, and I caught them on film, some of them, and his serving too today was really good. And so they ended up losing the first one and then won the second one and then also won the third one, with Matthew's group pretty much staying out there as well for the third one. So it was really cool, and like I said, I do have some footage of that from today, maybe like 3 or 4 clips or something like that, but I will insert them for you guys.
Nice, Niz.
Matthew serves.
Don't let him get any momentum. Finish it. Going backwards.
Yeah, didn't it? Look what happened.
Go, 2-0, undefeated.
I can't remember exactly what I ended up recording, but so that was the volleyball game for today, and it was a chill day today. Tomorrow I really need to make sure I get dishes and laundry and stuff like that done. Oh goodness. And also too, I told you guys, just because I'm so behind with, I'm now behind with the vlogs as well, and I'm also behind with all of my couponing videos. I'm not going to be posting the couponing videos that I already did and everything like that, and most likely I will not be doing any this weekend either, because my grandma's funeral will be on Saturday of this week. So I am normally I go to the grocery stores on Saturday, so I won't be going to that. most likely unless I go like really early in the morning, but it'll probably go on Sunday like I did this week. And because of that, you know, I'm not posting any videos most likely for the next week as well. So I think will be like 4 weeks that I won't have posted, 3 or 4 weeks that I won't have posted videos. But because, you know, it's just been weird, like, you know, not weird, but just like kind of difficult, you know, since my grandma, you know, passed away and stuff like that. And you know, I'm just like adjusting, and like even to like on days when it's like a good day, all of a sudden, like, you know, if you feel like you're having a good day, all of a sudden something can just randomly happen, and then you are having a horrible day. And I mean that is kind of just generalized in life, that happens too. But you know, it's just like I'll be fine, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get stuff done, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, like I miss her and stuff like that, and I'll just like be like, oh, I don't want to do anything, I just want to like go lay in bed, watch, you know, a YouTube video or something like that, and, you know, try and just like either, if I want to, cry, or, you know, just like do whatever. But yeah, sometimes it's been like that. Like today was actually, I think, a good day because I kind of, you know, and I don't like to use the word distracted myself, but I feel like today was a good day because we had the volleyball game, and so I wasn't like overthinking, and like, you know, especially like when I'm alone, just like sitting by myself, or like even just like watching a movie or a YouTube video or Netflix or something like that. You know, if I'm doing that and I'm by myself, a lot of times I'll just like start thinking about like everything, and like, you know, I don't know, like, and then I overanalyze everything way too much, and then I'm just constantly thinking about stuff. And so, like, you know, I feel like it's a good, you know, again, I don't like using that word distraction because I'm kind of like, you know, it's natural to feel lost and stuff like that, but at the same time too, I'm like, you know, I don't want it controlling me. I want to be able to, you know, still do things and still be able to, you know, go. And like I said, you know, the volleyball game kind of helped with that, just being able to be like, hey, we're at the volleyball game, we're at the high school and stuff, and, you know, we're enjoying this. And I mean, it was such an intense game, and we stayed after too for the varsity game as well, which was also a really intense game. They ended up taking it to 3 sets, and they won to pretty much the same way as the JV team did. But yeah, it was, you know, a good volleyball all around. I think Matthew said the freshmen won too, so they swept today, which is awesome. But yeah, anyways, you know, that was like good because of that. But then I got home and I was like, you know, it's really weird too, guys, because here's like the thing that I feel like I was experiencing like a lot today and kind of yesterday too. I don't know if it's just like when you lose somebody or like, you know, something like that, but like for me personally, it's like, you know, now that my grandma's not here anymore, I feel like I want to talk to her more than I did when she was here. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you know, like even, you know, I would like talk to her on the phone and stuff like that, or, you know, hang out with her and stuff, like, you know, she'd come over for dinner, or, you know, whatever. But, you know, I wouldn't just like randomly call her up and be like, oh, hey grandma, like here's like, you know, what we ended up doing today, or like, you know, this is, you know, how Matthew's volleyball game went and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't just randomly call her up and tell her that. But like today I was like, oh my gosh, like Matthew had such a good game, you know, and I was like, ooh, like maybe I could call grandma. Like that was kind of my thought. Like, and then I was like, oh yeah, like I can't, you know, even though like I've never, like I said, really ever have done that before. Like, you know, she'll call me sometimes and be like, oh, hi Kayla, so what did you do today, you know, or something like that. Like, there wasn't so many times that I would just randomly call her up and tell her about something, like, unless I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to know if you wanted to come over Sunday, and here's what we ended up doing today, or like, oh yeah, yesterday at Matthew's volleyball game, or like something like that. Like, if we were just kind of like shooting the breeze or whatever. But it was never like, you know, it was normally like I would call her for a specific purpose. It wasn't just like randomly to like talk about stuff. But a lot of times if I was calling for that specific purpose, you know, then we'd randomly just start talking about stuff or whatever, and like what we were doing and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we would do that sometimes, but it wasn't really that common. But like the last like 2 or 3 days, you know, for me, I felt like every little thing, like I want to call her up and tell her like about, you know, like what we've been doing and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, like I can't. And you know, it's just really difficult. And, you know, like, I don't even know really what we did yesterday, but even too, like, when I went to the grocery stores, like, I've never called her up and told her, like, what like, oh my gosh, Grandma, like, I got all this stuff, like, you know, all this kind of grocery stuff or whatever, like, for only, you know, $50 or something like that. Like, I've never done that before, except for when she was living here, you know, and I'd bring in all the groceries and I'd lay it out, you know, or whatever, and I'd do my videos or take my pictures. Sometimes she would ask, or I'd tell her, I'd be like, I paid only, like, $100 for all this stuff, and she's like, oh my gosh, Kaylee, you're so good, and, you know, stuff like that. But, like, this Saturday, too, even, like, I wanted to call her up and tell her that, like, it was just, like, it's weird, though, because I feel like you think more about a person when they're not here, and you want to spend more time with them, and you want to talk to them more when they aren't here, but you take for granted when they are. And, like, I feel like that's it. And, like, you know, again, like, subconsciously I'm telling myself, like, you know, like, just call her up and tell her, like, you know, how good of a game Matthew had at volleyball, you know, today and stuff like that. Even though, again, like, I've never done that, and I've never, like, ever really thought about just randomly doing that. But today I did, and it was just, you know, it's, like, really weird and, like, not unsettling, but it's just, like, I don't know how to describe it. Just, like, again, something that is abnormal for me to want to do, but, like, I guess normal in the sense, but then again, abnormal because she isn't here. So why do I feel that way? Like, especially for something that I never really did that often anyway. You know, it's just, like, it's weird how, like, again, the whole, like, grieving process and stuff like that really works. Again, I don't even know, guys. I'm rambling on because it's actually kind of late right now. And I need to take a shower and head to bed, actually. But yeah, we did go to Matthew's volleyball game. And like I said, we stayed for the varsity. So we were actually out for, like, a good probably maybe about, like, 3 hours or something like that, 2 or 3 hours or something, because normally the games are, like, about an hour long in total, and both games ended up going to 3 sets, so that ended up being, like, a little longer. So I think it was about 3 hours, maybe like 2.5, something like that we ended up being out for, as well. And so yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to get done, and, like, I also want to make breakfasts and things like that, and there's just, yeah, a lot of stuff that I have to do. But like I said, I don't think that couponing video I'm going to do this week, and then I also too need to get caught up with regular vlogs and stuff like that. But again, I feel like when I'm just, like, sitting there, like, on my computer, like, doing something, that's kind of, again, that whole, like, I'm by myself, and, like, then I'm overthinking so much stuff, and, you know, thinking about things, like, I just kind of want my emotions to come naturally. I don't want to, like, force things, and I feel like I do that a lot when I think way too much about something, you know, or I'm, like, overthinking, you know, a lot of stuff, or, like, I'm by myself, so I'm thinking way too much about something, and right now I'm just rambling on. So anyways, guys, yeah, I'm really tired and I need to get to bed, but I will see you guys all tomorrow. So bye, guys.